And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning to my futures family and friends. It's time for the Market Prep Wednesday, February the 8th. Uncle Hogue here. Thanks for trusting me with your time. As always, our focus is seeking accurate context, good risk management, and patience in our trading. If you're already in the markets, hopefully things are going your way. I'm a little bit tired this morning. I think there were a few politicians keeping me up late last night. If you watched the State of the Union, lots of commentary and thoughts afterwards from a lot of different people. So I got a little bit of a late bedtime last night, but up ready for the trading day today. As far as economic numbers are concerned, there are a couple of early talking Feds this morning at 8:15. One of the Fed members, Williams, is speaking. 8:30, another Fed member, Cook, is speaking. At 9 o'clock, we have a couple of talking Feds speaking in the form of Barr and Bostic. 9 o'clock, wholesale inventories and sales is due. And then, of course, 9:30, the EIA petroleum status report is due. As far as what we're seeing, stocks are set to open firmly lower. They were kind of steady to lower earlier. Things have been continuing to push to the downside. With the volatile session yesterday after Chairman POWell spoke, the State of the Union is now behind us. Only the talking Feds and investors and traders' minds will decide if this rally is going to hold up or what is going to happen today. I think there's a lot of information that we're going to be able to glean from this week in trading. There's a long list of earnings today, some of them already out. Total Energy's missing on both, CVS beating both, CME Group, Yum Brands beating on both, Uber also beating on both, and after the close, another long list, Disney and O'Reilly Auto, a couple of the standouts there. So crude prices are higher again this morning, looking at what we've got going on, up over 1% this morning. Still expecting a 2.4 million barrel boost by the EIA after a 2.2 million barrel draw by the API. So it's anybody's guess as to what's going to happen. Stay tuned to as the market turns. The VIX is up slightly this morning, 1895, still not a very high number. The dollar index a little bit lower off its 5-day high here, 103.31, and the yield on the 10-year a little bit lower, basically unchanged on the day, 3.65%. As always, I ask you to hit the lucky like button, share, comment, question, feedback, and heckling and love are always welcome. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications when we do go live. And a fine, happy Wednesday to everybody. Dimitar, first in the room, crowing already, winning the prize. Dan Trader, it's good to see you. We all are hoping things are going well for you and your brother. Haggle Matters, good morning. Don Shaw, happy hump day. Yes, it is. Dude, what's up? The dude is with us. Mr. Lebowski, it's good to have you with us. Jules, good morning. Caprice, Theo, good to see you. Charles, Jason Bartles, good morning. Alejandro, the Rooster, a little late this morning. The chicks didn't sleep last night. Well, that's the thing about those little babies, right? Scott Saw, Andy Concord, good morning. Kevin Laffey, Caesar, Terry King. Kevin's talking about ODTE, that's trading options on the day of their expiration. I'm kind of wondering, Kevin, what that means to you. You mentioned that it sounds like something that Randolph and Mortimer might do. Just kind of wondering what your thoughts are on how that may affect things. Frank, good morning. My brother Rick Randolph is with us. Love you, buddy. Bill Phillips, Jason Lewis, George. The center of the universe is here. She has been out. She has taken care of business. She has eaten. Now it's nap time. Mia, good morning. Marcelo. It is a free market, right, Kevin? And we hope that it stays that way. Octoraps, Denise, good to see you this morning. Vince, good to see you, my guy. Will, good morning, everyone. As an economist, I've never been very accepting of technical analysis. The last 5 weeks have changed all that. No matter what I think, it's a better short-term gauge than my PhD. Will, you must be a very smart guy, and I think that there's a place for fundamental information in trading and, of course, in investing. And I think that there's a place for technical analysis in it as well. I'm glad that you're kind of expanding your horizons and taking a good look at technical analysis. Andy, good morning, J-Man. Strange open interest, right? No change in open interest in the S&P is one of the things we're going to be kind of discussing. I found that to be very strange as well. I had no idea what to expect when I opened up that sheet this morning and saw 0 open interest. I couldn't put a finger on whether we were going to build, lose, or stay the same as far as the action yesterday in the S&Ps. It is a little bit strange. Backer, good morning. Sarah Hall, prayers and love to you as well. Willie G, TA is when and how much versus economics or fundamentals, technical analysis being the what and the why. Fundamentals, yes. Oh, I see. Technical analysis is the when and how much versus economics or fundamentals being the what and the why. I like that. I like that explanation. Very good. Where do we go? All good, recovering nicely. Thank you for letting us all know, Dan. We are still keeping you all in our prayers. We have a very long prayer list, if you're wondering. J-Man, give us a rundown. Morning, JT, Rusty Golfer, my spirit animals here. The State of the Union is over, so what now, right? Was it IPS or LPS Warrior fan? Heavy short on Dow since yesterday's freak run-up. We'll see how it plays. Talking Feds, lots of new music band, the Talking Feds. There you go. Vince B, good morning. Talking Feds will be telling the truth. Powell had to keep the facade going. I have lost respect for his leadership. Seems maybe it's just the older I get, the more cynical I am, but it seems difficult to respect any leadership, it seems, lately. Hopefully that's going to change. Bear goes long. Good morning, Lacey. Where are you, doggy? She's laying around here somewhere. Orion, good morning. Daryl, Steven, Richard. In the Philippines, good evening here in the Philippines. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for saying hello. Serenity Trader, good morning. Chris, Sujit, the Meek, Travis, good morning. Rob T, open interest was like 23. I know, right? It's kind of strange after the day we had and the volatility, right? Step 1 goal yesterday. Congrats, Willie G. Thanks for letting us know. So the CFTC mysteriously delayed the release of commitment of traders data from Friday. Still no updates. Why do they do that? I don't know. Good morning, Trading Research. Today is Wednesday. We do have group coaching. Richard, first time here in your channel, sir. Well, I hope that you find something that we talk about here useful in your trading day today. Just found you guys going through the 150K. Dude, cool. Trade well, man. Stick with your process. And we're looking forward to your success. Omid, greetings from Iran. You are a long ways away. Step 2 done yesterday, waiting for, nice job, Jacob. Philip K, it's good to see. Man, we got some good traders and some good success here. That makes me happy. That makes us all happy here at Top Step. We want you to succeed. So today is Wednesday. We have group coaching at 12:30. After that, we have Make Hogue Money at 2 o'clock. The first link is for group coaching. The second link is for Make Hogue Money. You can watch Make Hogue Money on YouTube, or you can join us in the Zoom and actually vote on the trades that we're thinking about taking. Always a good time, always fun. I look forward to it every day. Every day we do it, and we're probably going to be expanding that. So that said, we're going to jump into the charts here. I think that there's a lot to look at, and we had a late spike in the equities yesterday. We're going to be opening below the late spike, below that 41.80 December high. There's a lot of information that we can glean from these markets. Right. Caesar, the meek, congratulating Jacob. Always happy to see success. All right, let's jump into the charts here. We're going to start, as usual, on the daily with the S&Ps. So we have a volatile day yesterday. When I look at this on the daily chart, the market is in a holding pattern. Anne-Marie calls it a wait state. The market is, the auctioneer is just pandering here. There's some volatility, there's some opportunity, but in the grand scheme of things, the market is just kind of on hold up here. Again, we're trying to see if we can accept above this December high, 41.80. We have not yet been able to do that. It seems as though we may be putting in a bull flag here. We'll see this on the 30-minute chart shortly here. But with all that activity yesterday, all that volatility, we did not change open interest at all. There was a small change, but it's inert. It doesn't matter. The volume was pretty good yesterday. Well, of course it's going to be when we see that kind of volatility. The short time frame structure is lower. We've got lower highs, lower lows. But overall, I think we're more range-bound than anything else. We have 3 rejected tests above that December high. Last week, a couple of them, one this week, yesterday. Our high from the overnight is right at it, within 3 ticks of that level. So this week's activity, with the losing of open interest in the first 2 days and the lack of open interest gaining yesterday, this whole week here is feeling a little bit hollow. No good information as far as volume or open interest is concerned. Yesterday on the 30-minute chart, we ended up with some pretty positive delta at the end of the day. Some days delta is helpful, some days not so much. We didn't have really any divergence after the morning move to the upside. When POWell spoke, we ran up. We put up a big new high. We fell apart. We put in a new low. We finished on the high, but I'm kind of noticing that this market having trouble holding on to up days. Here we put in the high, we came in, tested the low, and then we actually closed pretty well. On Friday, we rallied, we couldn't hold it, we broke. Monday, we rallied, we couldn't hold it, we broke. Range bound on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday, right? Friday, we couldn't hold the rally. Monday, just kind of hung around. Yesterday, we rallied, we couldn't hold it, and then we finished on the high. We do have a late spike here we're going to talk about in a second. We are holding some overnight inventory to the short side now. On the TPO chart, we've got a normal variation extreme day. Look at how this day played out. We have the point of control, the TPO point of control down here. We have the volume point of control down here. We have value high here for TPO, value high here for the volume profile. But we closed up here. Short squeeze, but we can't see that in Delta. And we did put in a late spike. Well, it looks like we're going to be rejecting the late spike this morning. If we were to open now, we would be opening below the base of the late spike, which is 41.75 quarter, even below the where the late spike began, which is approximately 41.6450. So this is showing excess at the high, rejection, 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 excess, rejection. We rejected here, we rejected here, we're now showing signs of rejection here. Is this market going to turn around and head to the lower extreme of what we are kind of looking at as a bull flag? We've failed up here. Okay, that's just kind of loosely showing that we're putting in lower highs and we're putting in lower lows, but with no real no increases in open interest on the way down here. If we go back to the daily, volume was pretty putrid on Monday. Tuesday was a little bit better, but still not great. So it's kind of lining up here like a bull flag, but where does that trend line come in today? 41.80, 85, right in that area where we've been struggling to accept above that December high. The way it looks now, rejecting the late spike, we're rejecting higher pricing, at least for now. We do have a couple talking Feds today. We do have 9 o'clock numbers, so anything can happen. But I'm looking at this as possible opportunities to look for shorts up here near the base of the late spike, on a inventory adjustment back to settlement, which takes us back to the base of the late spike. Here, let's go one more look at the TPO chart here. Our overnight has a week high and a week low. That's probably not going to be very helpful for us. The anomaly here and another anomaly here and a hole in the profile here. These are not confident signs to see in a big up move like we saw yesterday. So the open below the late spike, the anomalies down below, the fact that the points of control are low in a normal variation day, extreme to the upside, doesn't bode well for continuation to the upside. We have to accept and see new business come in above 41.80 or 85 for me to think that this market is ready to move higher. I don't think it's been doing a very good job to the downside at all, but I don't think it's been doing a very good job to the upside either. What the heck does that mean? I think we're going to be getting more information as, of course, the week goes on. Of course we are, but I think, right now we're in a state of pandering by our auctioneer. He's trying to incite new business, which just hasn't shown up here just yet. When it does, we're going to try and take advantage of it. This is the crude oil. We lost 6,200 in open interest yesterday. That is only the third day this year that there was a loss in open interest. We gained open interest on Monday, lost about 6,200 yesterday, short covering. Where does that put us? It puts us relatively centrally located in this area of balance. Now, this market is probably not going to act like it's in balance. There's a lot of volatility in it right now. There's some fundamental information that has put in this low. We have excess low down here. We did not bring in new business to the upside yesterday. We took out old business. If we find new business to the upside, I see no reason why we can't come back up and retest this weekly kickoff high here, which is, to be exact, 79.30. Take a look at the 30-minute chart. So, kind of a P-shaped profile, right? Short covering, which is supported by the open interest loss. We've got overnight inventory to the long side, and we're going to be opening with a gap. If we can't close the gap relatively early, we look for opportunities to look for longs. Even if we close the gap and don't find acceptance in yesterday's range and value, we may find this an interesting opportunity for an execution if we were to close the gap. We do have some weaker structure down below. We've left a naked point of control and a gap down below. These will tend to be revisited at some point, maybe not today. Looking at this market more as a market that I'm looking for opportunities to buy weakness. And again, that changes upon reacceptance of value from yesterday. Opening with a gap, value area special situation play can happen. Value area special situation play. The market opens out of range and out of value from the previous session. If the market shows signs of acceptance back inside value from the previous session, it increases the probability of price moving all the way to the other extreme of value from the previous day at some point in the current session. At some point in the current session, acceptance is subjective. We used to say we wanted two 30-minute bars to close back inside value from the previous day for acceptance to be believed, for it to show true acceptance. Sometimes the market's going to do that. Sometimes it's going to tease. Sometimes it's going to come in, leave value, and rally upon rejection of previous value. So this a move back to settlement, back to value high from yesterday, certainly offers a multitude of probabilities and possibilities. Be careful. Acceptance inside value is, again, subjective and very difficult to monitor. Here's the TPO chart. We have a little bitty late spike here. No, not really. I don't think we closed up there. 77.14 is settlement. So maybe a little itty bitty late spike up there. It doesn't really matter. We've got a gap above a potential late spike. The market is so far accepting price at higher levels. Weak high here, okay excess here, good excess here. It's a double distribution trend day, P-shaped short covering continuation. If we bring in new buyers, this market can certainly get up there and test 79.30, which is really a 30-minute bar away, if that is going to be the case. Take a look at the NASDAQ now. So very similar. Our auctioneer has done a pretty good job of bringing price higher. Price has now stalled. The auctioneer hasn't closed the upside auction here just yet, or has he, or she? The range-bound activity here is our auctioneer going, okay, we've got an opportunity here to think about again what we're doing. We all know that eventually this market's going to go to the upside. So what are we waiting for? Let's get this thing going again. Our upside auction has stalled. Has it really set a downside auction in play yet? No, not until we find acceptance down below here. The NASDAQ did add 3,200 in open interest yesterday. So there's an indication that we brought in some new buyers in this market yesterday. The short time frame structure is still to the downside. We've still put in lower highs, still put in lower lows. Maybe not so much yesterday, an even low. That December high we're struggling with in the S&Ps is long behind us in the NASDAQ. I find that to be very interesting as well. Again, downside moves have been hollow. We had a little bit of an increase in open interest on this day, lost it yesterday, gained some on the move to the upside yesterday. Here's the 30-minute chart. Come on. Let me have it. There we go. even low yesterday. Excess on this low. But lower highs. Overall, kind of lower lows. Bull flag. I would say our yesterday's high is going to be somewhat crucial for continuation to the upside. We're going to need new business for that to happen. Settlement is here, 12,776.75. We have a late spike. The base of the late spike, 12,779. We're opening below the base of the late spike. That's rejection of higher pricing. Maybe the market isn't ready to break out to the upside here just yet. Here's the TPO chart. Look at the overnight. Week high, week low. Very even bell curve here. The market is looking for somewhere to go. Again, normal variation day, I should say, extreme. Point of control. They're here. Value is lower. It did not have the time to bring value higher. It did not have time to show acceptance in the late spike. It is currently showing rejection of the late spike. We get back into value, I'll look for the market to kind of come back down and kind of repair some of the holes and some of the funky looking things here in this profile. Here's our low. Not a very strong low. Although we did leave excess at the bottom yesterday. So it's going to be, and always is, a challenge. Here's gold. Well, we lost about 800 in open interest yesterday in gold. Not a very big day, not a very directional day. The market still seems as though it's looking for new information. We've got a lot of long shadows on these two bars here. Last week's low has been supportive. Market seems like it looking to the upside today with the dollar index just a little bit lower. Are we creating now a bear flag? Volume has dropped. Small changes in open interest. A contrary move to the bigger picture. Is this a bear flag? Higher lows, higher highs, contrary to the most recent activity. We take out this low, that's going to be a breakout of a bear flag. Settlement is here. Overnight inventory maybe a little bit long, but still inside value. I am focusing for any bigger opportunities at the extremes of this channel here, this potential bear flag. It's not a bear flag until it accepts below this trend line and we see some activity moving to the downside. Right now it's more of a range-bound rule. Fade the extremes, accept breakouts that show acceptance outside of this channel. Here's the TPO chart. Excess, in value, in range. Stay patient today. One thing that I do like about this is our overnight high stopped at the excess from last Friday. Okay, last Friday we had unemployment. The market left all this as excess above price. It was too expensive. We stopped there overnight. What about today? Might be an interesting spot for an execution, wouldn't you say? Euro. The Euro has become magnetic towards weekly kickoff low here. Weekly kickoff low is 10745. Settled right at it yesterday. Settled right at it the day before. Currently, the low is right at it. This is a decision-making process that's taking too long, if you ask me. No decisions have been made here. That weekly kickoff has become magnetic. We lost 3,600 in open interest yesterday. There was a pretty good increase in open interest over the past few weeks in this, of some folks getting out. Here's the 30-minute chart. No real overnight inventory. Inside range above value. Overnight finding support at weekly kickoff low. Look at the settlement here from Monday, Tuesday. Just the market really centered around this weekly kickoff level. I'm looking for opportunities when it moves away. We do have a gap that was left from Friday to Monday. We'll see if we can get this filled and possibly a move to this naked point of control up here above that. If we can maintain acceptance and see if we can find some buyers coming in off this weekly kickoff low. The thing I like about this is with as much confluence, settlements, weekly kickoff low, point of control here. Point of control is lower here, but we checked a previous point of control. We are having trouble closing and accepting below weekly kickoff low. So I just like this level here because it allows me to limit risk. Anything that I can limit risk with, I'm very interested in. Even if it's a loss, just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's not a good trade. Some of the best trades I've taken in my entire life have only been taken because they were cheap. Well, this is cheap. I gotta take it, and you get some wonderful things happen when you see those. Even if you're only right 4 out of 10 of them, you're doing pretty good. I don't think we did the TPO chart here, did we? So one caveat to the support that we're currently enjoying at weekly kickoff low, we had a poor low on Monday. We had a weak low on Tuesday. All of our excess is off the highs. So be cautious. That weekly kickoff low gives you the opportunity to limit risk if you're looking for longs. Acceptance below, true acceptance, which I don't think we've really seen yet, we may see the market come test these weak lows. Here's the 10-year. Open interest, we added 7,700. Kind of weak for a continuation. We are getting a little bit low here in the space that we've had down here. We can kind of getting close to that level. Volume is okay. How is the market doing in this downside momentum, in this downside move? We lost open interest on this day too, so it's not like we've seen an increase in inventory in longer time frames. We've seen a reduction in inventory in the longer time frame. So it's not performing all that well on this continuation breakout, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Yesterday we did put in a poor low. Here's the 30-minute chart. In range, in value, no real overnight inventory. I don't see any reason to be all bugged to get into this market here today. A little bit of weak structure above, naked points of control. We went right past this one. We've got a gap above. If this market is not performing well to the downside, do I start to think about looking for opportunities for cheap longs? Kevin, you might have some thoughts on that. I don't really trade the 10-year, but just from what I'm seeing in the auction process, we're going to need a whole bunch of new sellers to bring this market lower. 30-minute, hang on, we didn't do the TPO chart on this. I keep going past that. Apologize. Poor low, weak high, gap. We're in range, we're in value. What are we doing? Currently right at the point of control from yesterday. I'm not doing anything here. Take a quick look at how our natural gas is doing. Well, we added some open interest yesterday, approximately 8,800 off this low. Buyers starting to bet on this low holding. Volume was higher. Open interest again increased. 30-minute chart. Where did it start? Well, it started yesterday when we left the initial balance at the low of the regular trading hour session. Buyers started to come in, closed high, pretty decent move. Perhaps a late spike at the end of the day here. Just barely. Showing signs of rejection of that, but finding support at value low from yesterday. This area down here is prime for possible execution. Below that, there is a small gap and a naked point of control. But we've got to get below value here from yesterday before that's going to happen. Here's the TPO chart. Here's our late spike. Opening below the late spike. Acceptance of lower pricing. Acceptance of lower pricing. So if I'm looking for opportunities for longs, I got to make sure they're cheap so I can keep them cheap. Okay. All right. So there's our look at the markets this morning. Again, it's always about the context and risk management. You heard me mention several times this morning that I'm looking for opportunities to trade cheap. Cheap trades. That's what I'm looking for. Love the cheap trades. So hopefully this is going to help you find some. This is your first trip to the market prep. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully there's going to be something you're going to be able to use to your advantage today in the things that we talked about. Let's take our deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, creative, and centered in your trading today. Get out there and profit. Remember, happy traders make better traders. Keep that internal dialogue positive. Say a prayer for peace. Be kind to yourself and others. And I'll see you today for group coaching at 12:30. Looking forward to it. Have a great session. Get out there and profit today. Have a good one.